Bennett and I basically live in Benz's house. Benz is the head of household. He owns this house. Brendon and I will sit down to watch TV, relax, hang out, and Benz jumps on his spot. And if you are in his way, he'll just kind of wheezy on down and he'll make sure that he makes room.
Well, and if you're in his way, he'll let you know.
That's true.
Move you over a little bit. Is that a no?
Yeah.
So he's all bark, no bite, thank God.
Thank God.
I think you need to be a little bit more considerate.
Here, you can put your little head on my legs. And you can sit here, babe.
My little,
We left you a little
my
corner.
little corner over here?
Yeah. Benz's favorite TV shows to watch are National Geographic shows with other dogs. It's the cutest thing. When other dogs bark on TV, he's like, burp. I mean, seriously, it's like ridiculously adorable.
And he likes a lot of shows with doorbells because every time he goes off, he runs to our door.
We're like, we don't even have a doorbell, Benz. What are you doing? Benz loves to be scratched on his butt. He will back up into you in the mornings instead of like a normal dog, like, hey, pat my head. No, not Benz. He backs it up into you so that you scratch his butt. And if you're not scratching his butt and giving his little booty attention, then Benz will like turn around until you start scratching his butt, especially right on his little leg.
Every once in a while, I'll be really nice and I start rubbing his whole leg and give a little mini massage, and he also really likes that too.
Benz gets more massages than I do. I don't think that's fair.
Well, he doesn't ask for them.
Anytime that we have a guest come over, seriously, Benz freaks out.
Benz is a very social animal and he loves having people around. But anytime you try to leave, Benz will bark at you and growl at you and basically tell you that he doesn't want you to leave.
I'm pretty sure he's saying, I can't protect you guys out there, so don't leave this house where I can keep my eye on you. Bye!
Bye!
Thanks for coming over!
Benz!
What?
Did you say goodbye? Doesn't sound very friendly.
Benz is definitely a protector. So that's one thing we learned about him early on, is that he is going to protect us and especially protect Rachel. So anytime there's anything or anybody suspicious around, he's always gonna bark and growl and be protective. But he's never ever attacked anybody or ever bit anybody.
Benz always has one eye on us at all times. I love to paint and I consider myself somewhat of an artiste. What better canvas than painting your pet? Benz is my favorite inspiration and he's my favorite piece of artwork to kind of think about and paint. So here's like little happy Benz, because Benz always looks happy and smiley. I painted him with like a big smile, and this is supposed to be like what Benz is always thinking, because I really feel like he's always like has all the little doodle bops around his head and like love and like little hearts and stuff, and that's really like Benz's personality. And then I painted like this other like little puppy Benz. My inspiration for this one was just because Benz is always smiling and his tongue is always sticking out, and he's the cutest thing ever. I mean, seriously, I just sit around and get happy when I paint my best friend. Like, he's so cute. Yay, let's go to bed. Anytime Brendon and I want to take a nap, Benz seriously follows us upstairs and is right there in the middle. He lays his little head on a pillow and he will just like snuggle up to us. He's such a snuggle bug.
Of course, he stretches out and takes up the whole bed.
Benz wants to be in the center of it all the time, being pet and touched and loved.
You always take up the entire bed.
Except sometimes in the morning, he's not very happy with us. He'll go to the end of the bed and we try to move him to the center to hug him. Hey. And he's like, no, he's not having it. So he growls.
And so I'm usually laying on a little sliver of the bed. And then additionally, whenever we try to move him over just a little to get a little bit more room,
he gets a grumpy. Benz is the only thing that can get in between me and my man. Rottweilers are seriously the best dogs. They're big love bug. They're so cuddly and snuggly, and Benz is so loyal. He's the best dog ever. And they hang out. Like, seriously, Benz just hangs out all day with us. My favorite thing he ever does is when he gets his little paws and he puts them over his head and he's like, burp, burp. It's the cutest thing. Or when he yawns. Ah.
For me, like everybody else, I think I thought he was kind of a scary dog. But one thing we figured out with Benz is that he's super loyal and he can be great with children. So that's one thing Rachel and I consider is when we do eventually have kids, we need to make sure that the dog's gonna be safe around them and the kids are gonna be safe around them.
Because we're planning on having kids soon. So when we do have babies, what? Benz is gonna be there to protect them. I think Benz will probably sleep at the bottom of the crib every single night. He'll ditch us and go sleep with our babies, because that's what good dogs do. Make sure you subscribe below so that you could check out the Fido fashion show.
And they even dressed up too, so
That's true.
pretty awesome.
Ah!